Is that the conversation these days is a lot more about adaptive reuse as a tool for sustainability, right? Reusing buildings, not tearing buildings down. Now we see how detrimental that is into our environment and embodied carbon in the buildings. It's also a conversation about cultural heritage or cultural identity, even if it's not necessarily a historic landmark. It could be a background building that was built in the 40s, or it's not historic, but it's old and it's really cool and it's part of the fabric of our city. The third part, adaptive reuse these days, is also the housing crisis, which is tied to very high office vacancy. So the city of LA right now, 60 million square feet of empty office space. So just think about how much. Even if just a small portion of that could be converted to housing. But it's very difficult right now. There's little to no projects happening because, like I talked about before, costs are higher, prices have come down in buildings, but it hasn't come down enough. There's a lot of regulation, but there is a lot of things in the works. And one of the best things in the works is the Adaptive Reuse Ordinance 2.0, which is literally coming out in about 2 months. It will not just be downtown and Hollywood and Koreatown, which is the current situation. It'll be the entire city of Los Angeles. There's also Pasadena is working on an ordinance. Santa Monica just implemented their ordinance. So there's a lot of policy reform. It's going to move the needle, but it's not going to catapult a whole bunch of housing. So we still need other things to happen.
Okay, so it's about 30% in terms that makes up for that 60 million square feet. Is that about right?
Downtown LA has a 30% vacancy,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
And in context, I think San Francisco's 39%, and most cities are in the 20s, something like that. So immense amount of square footage is sitting vacant in terms of that.